Hi people, it's me again obviously, Marino Ravenberg, as always and as usual. Yeah, I'm going to keep this video as short as possible, as you can tell based on the duration. Long story short, I committed to a project, specifically a project involving the seventh Pentacle of Mars, as you can see and tell based on not only the thumbnail of this video but also the header or the title. Now, before I continue, for people that want to know the story in depth, either way, you'll have to consult the article. You can find the article, I repeat, you can find the article on this subject linked in the description below. I strongly recommend that you give it a read. And when you do so, again, I strongly recommend that you read it. And when you do so, be sure to literally read and watch everything in the article in perfect detail, honestly, so that you can follow the entire story, the same way that you were to read a novel, because metaphorically speaking, it's quite a mouthful or a handful. Yeah, this project isn't exactly something where I can just beat around the bush or keep things as short as possible. Especially people that are already practitioners or are already well versed in magic, which a good deal of my followers are. They'll enjoy everything I had in there. The majority of the videos, all if not most of the videos that you will find in the article are unlisted, so they will not show up on YouTube. They're unlisted, so only people with the link can view it, or people that actually read the article in which the video is embedded. So be sure to read and watch everything in order so that you understand the entire story. Now, for people that aren't interested by any chance or happenstance in all of that, I am also going to recommend that you read the article, but before you read the article, listen to what I have to say first. I repeat, before you read the article, for people that have no interest in it and just want a summarized version of what all the so-called fuss is about, you'll have to read the article either way, but only a small section, or better said, watch a specific section that has videos. Now, before you do so, consult the article, specifically the section that I'm referring to, listen to what I'm saying. Now, the seventh Pentacle of Mars is one of the pentacles in the Lesser Key of Solomon, the order of the, not the Lesser Key of Solomon, the order of the Pentacles, the Greater Key of Solomon, the order of the Pentacles. In any case, the Solomonic Pentacles that people within occultism are generally speaking familiar with, and all the powers they have. I've also covered that on my website, and a good while ago I also covered it in my in a really old YouTube video from 2017. When I still heavily worked with pentacles. Now, this is one of the pentacles. As the title already suggests, or the name, it is the seventh pentacle, if I'm not mistaken, the last pentacle of Mars. So corresponding to the planet Mars. Now, what this pentacle specializes in is specifically within magical workings, as the description states. Not that you're familiar with the description, but again, just listen to what I'm saying. As the description states of that pentacle, if you were to consult the book that I'm referring to or talking about, it says that essentially, if you place it within a magical circle during your operations, you will see hail and tempest. So by hail and tempest, it's meant bad weather. You'll see lightning, storms, and stuff like that. Now, I decided to take it a giant step further, and I wanted to alter the weather specifically using this pentacle. So I have taken it upon myself to undertake this operation, and I created this pentacle. I charged this pentacle. This project has been, in total, it took 5 weeks to complete this project, or more even. But I charged with the explicit purpose, the specific purpose of boosting this pentacle. I charged it 4 times. To the point where it's 25 times stronger than its usual strength. Now, make no mistake, okay, this pentacle, when I just created it and I just left it in my living room, I immediately noticed things. I noticed that all of a sudden, for example, some applications on my computer wouldn't want to work, specifically WinZip. WinZip that always worked normally, for some abnormal reason, did not work, and all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, it's the pentacle. And I contained that pentacle right away by covering it up with a black piece of cloth, etc. And I officially just stated my intent as in, hey, be contained. Your powers, keep them to yourself within the boundaries of your pentacle. But that's the whole purpose of me covering you up, so that you're covered. The same way that you cover a mirror. That way its reflection, no one is subject to its reflection. So it contains the power of that pentacle. And I only uncovered it for the purposes of boosting it. So again, it's 25 times stronger than it actually is. I really decided to go all out, and I forced myself to be patient regarding this. And yeah, today is day 1. Earlier this afternoon, I activated it when Mars was at its strongest. It is currently Tuesday, I think July the 11th. Yeah, July the 11th. And yeah, again, like I said, as I am recording this, it's day 1. Today, I was told that as per my intent and the amount of energy that I'm willing to expend on it, because the Pentacle, like all magical operations, if not at the very least, most of them, works through you as the magician, you as the operator. You're the conduit. You're like a lightning rod, essentially, through which lightning has to pass in order for it to reach its intended target or fulfill its intended purpose, and what have you. Now, I obviously, based on my level of devastating strength, me being the best there is, even if I say so myself for the so many time, and my perfected infinity power level, it's not an issue. So my own astral body, my own spirit told me that, yeah, on the first day, you can expect things to go a little slow. The second and the third days are going to be the heaviest. The fourth day, things are going to essentially wane, like a waning moon. So things are going to decrease in intensity, and by the 5th day, we'll be all done. So that should be by, today is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. So by the 15th, essentially, I should be done with this project. And I was told I can expect hail and tempest in my direct area. So essentially my neighborhood right above my house, for an hour a day, essentially. And so far so good. Today has been day 1, and I have irrefutable evidence, essentially. Nothing that can possibly be up in the air, nothing that can possibly be mistaken or chalked up to coincidence, or mistaken for such or as such. Nah. The two things that you can like guarantee, metaphorically as well as literally up to a certain extent, hey, you know, what cannot be denied is the fact that the weather forecast changed. Before I undertook this project, maybe a month ago approximately, I thingied the weather forecast, and things have changed substantially. The second I activated this Pentacle, I immediately noticed that the weather forecast changed to nothing but rain for the coming days, a heavy amount of rain and thunderstorms and whatnot. Also, I noticed prior to, while I was in the process of boosting this Pentacle over the course of 5 weeks, essentially, that the weather also naturally started becoming more aggressive, and that was also not a coincidence. I noticed that this Pentacle and the spirits that are responsible for results, they work in a more naturalized way, rather than it being something that strikes as something that stands out as being odd or highly unusual. Essentially, it's essentially both natural as well as odd at the same time. But only someone that has a keen eye for stuff like this obviously will be aware of it. In any case, that's point 1. Point 2 is the wind speed also. The wind velocity has like doubled, well past doubled honestly, like 2.5 times more than usual. Usually it's wind still. It has been wind still for a couple of months, and there's barely any wind. If there is wind, then it's at highest level 9 kilometers an hour, like the forecasts already state. And now today was day 1, so we're not even going at full power yet. These demonic spirits that are responsible for bringing about results are still fully active in terms of directing the flow of energy and whatnot. They're already doing their jobs, etc. It's not an issue. But I noticed immediately that the wind velocity like doubled, almost tripled. It went from 9 kilometers an hour at absolute most to a minimum of 14 kilometers an hour. In actuality, despite the fact that the forecast says 14 kilometers an hour, when I was standing outside, I was like, yeah, this is close to 20, honestly. This is like 18 at least. So yeah, that's that. And again, like I said, today is day 1. Now, here it comes. So for those people that are watching this and only want the short version or short story, you will have to still consult the article, like I said. Go to the article. Instead of reading the whole the whole story, no, you don't have to do that. Literally just scroll downwards and only focus specifically on the section that says behold, results, ! I repeat, go to the article if you're interested. If you want the short version, literally just scroll down past everything, all the details, etc., and only focus on the part that says behold, results. And there you will see a series of videos labeled day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, etc. Watch those videos in proper order. Then you will be able to see the full results of this project in chronological correct order. That is all, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions as always, and as usual, and goodbye.